morning, and how are you feeling today? This is Friday, and it is Friday, August 2nd, 2024. Welcome to the morning blessing. It's Tessa-Marie. Look at this. Look at what I have. I don't know if this is the right spot for it, but it's working. So how are you doing today, Stace? Hello, Kathleen. Check it out. Got the books, and you can read them. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7. Here they are. They're all here. Good morning, Georgie. Good morning, everybody. How are you guys feeling this morning? It is a wonderful morning. Look at the heading. Does it suit you? Of course it does. So, things you should know when manifesting. So, we have to know for sure some things. Hello, Gavi. How are you doing today? Check the books. How are you doing today, everybody? It's 8 o'clock. Do you have something to say? Do you have something you want to make a note of? Come on, Lana. How are you doing this morning? And Gavi and Kathleen and Stacy and Georgie and I don't know who else is here. So let's look at this. The morning blessing. Welcome to the morning blessing. I'm Tessa-Marie. When you are manifesting what you desire, you should know these things. So what you should know when manifesting, or what you would know when manifesting. Somebody put a question. Is that a question? I don't even know anymore. That must be Stacy. So I have to check it out a little later. So the morning blessings. When you're manifesting what you desire, number 1, you have to be silent. Let me see who is here. Georgie's been there. Kathleen, it looks great. Makes me realize which books are missing from my collection. Get cracking, girl. Good morning, Amma. Long time no see. Good morning, Loretta. Long time seeing. How are you feeling today, everybody? So the books are listed, and you can read them. Magic, eh? So number 1, The Story of the Tree. Number 2, Controlling the Death Monster. Number 3, The Morning Blessing. Number 4, the Goal Setting Journal. Number 5, the Gratitude Journal, the Book of Proof. And number 5, the 5 Pillars of Prosperity. The books are out. Come on, guys. Let's get the show going anyway. So we know the books are out. We agree. So when manifesting, things you should know or things you should practice. When you're manifesting what you desire, number 1, please remember that. Be silent. When I say be silent, and act like you have nothing to lose. That's a combination, eh? So silent means you want to buy a home. You want to get out of debt. You want to do all these amazing things. Be silent. You do not have to take it and put it on the news. You're working on something close and dear to your heart. You do not want people to tell you why it's impossible to buy houses. I remembered when Kathleen's brother Patrick was going to buy his house. Well, the point is, we were at a group session, and his mom said, oh, Patrick is going to buy a house. Why is he going to buy a house? One of the ladies that were very close to the family said. So the mother said, because Tessa-Marie said, he's ready to buy his house. And she said, and you guys are going to like that. She said, because Tessa-Marie said he's ready to buy a house, he's going to buy the house. And I said, yes, because I am his financial planner. And then silence. And I said, I want you to remember something. You are a nurse. I will never tell you how to put a button in somebody's behind, a needle in somebody's behind. And you do not know anything about money like I do. I know what to do with $1 and you don't. So she looked at me and she said, that's true. So the thing is, I was there to push it back. You understand what I'm trying to say? There has to be somebody to fight for you, to advocate for you, if you're going to announce it. But what you must do with your dream, goals, and desires is to keep them sacred, cover them, hold them down. Do not let people trample on them. Can you believe if this young, I think he was 25 years old, some little age like this, was there and he heard that, how he would feel that I cannot do this, I'm not able to get there. So that was an example right there. And it's not to say she didn't like this child. It's not that she hated him or anything or the family. It was just her belief, her ways, her opinion, her assumptions, everything she shouldn't practice, she did. So that's one of the reasons. It's when it happens. You don't even have to say it happened. Oh, I am moving is good enough. Oh, you're moving. Yes, we bought a house. Deal is already signed. Your mortgage is in place. You now have to pay the mortgage down. The bank gave you the mortgage. And that's what you do. But when you are with these people that tell you, they say things to you like, oh, and you know what though? That same person, even today, I still heard her not too long ago saying, oh, I don't know how people can buy houses today. She still is on that thing. She's 70 years old and she's still on that crazy bandwagon. You think she would learn a lesson by now? The thing about this is, people can buy houses today because the incomes today is a lot bigger than the incomes of yesteryear. They're making all kinds of concessions for people to get it. So yes, they can. You have to believe that you can. That is the weakness of the world. There's always the Debbie Downers. So that's why when you are working on your dream, goal, and desire, oh, thank you, Georgie. It's a tiny little dress. It's really not a much dress, really. When you're working on your dream, goals, and desires, keep it quiet. Be silent. Do not wake up the dragons in humans. They're out there and they have this thing inside of them that is waiting to burst out into the world. That was actually a quiet one. That wasn't a bad one. I heard it all along. Sometimes it's not even that. It's just, oh, you think you'll ever get up. Nobody pays up their credit card. But you have a dream, goal, and desire. So keep it silent. And act like you have nothing to lose. Do not, because you have to do it, do not act like you're poor and destitute, because you're not. All you have to do is stay on. So good. So many people of dream. That's nice. Thank you. Rita, good morning. That was the mild version of that story. Thank you, Kathleen. That was indeed the mild version of that story. I didn't tell you what I said. Anyway, Kathleen knows. So, Rita, good morning. Ryan, good morning. Thank you for showing up, everybody. I appreciate you. So, it was. Because it was a mild version. And Kathleen is there to testify to that. She always shows up when I have something that passed through the family. She's part of our family. So when you have this silence, this thing to do, be silent. Be silent. They tell you, like when I wrote this book, Controlling the Debt Monster there, my manager told me, do you know how many financial books that are out there? So if I had listened to him, I wouldn't be here now. If I had listened to him, I wouldn't be standing. That is 2002. That is 22 years ago I started writing that book. So that is what I'm saying to you. It takes time. But when you advocate it, people tear it down. I was in the lunchroom writing with my pen and paper. And what are you writing so furiously? I'm writing a financial book. He said, oh, do you know how many financial books out there? And I said to him, mine is different. But what about the person that did not have an answer right back to him? They might stop writing, put their hands underneath their chin and say, really, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe, yeah, that's true. But I wrote that book in simple English. Kathleen has copies. Loretta does. I know for sure that Ryan has his. Simple English for the person that knows nothing about finance. Very easy. I used three, so I did know what I was doing. I had seen what was happening in the bank. And that is what we must remember. So be silent when you're manifesting, because they are going to be the detractors and the critics, and they'll take you down. So you're going to be a podcaster. You're going to have those things on. You're going to be doing this, doing that. Whatever thing you're doing, you're going to get more business. You're going to get more, you're going to do your more business in whatever it is you're doing. You're going to do, not only buy a house, you are going out there and you want to have a podcast. And somebody's telling you, there's so many people doing it, there's no room. But there is. There is always room for you. And do not let people take you down. You want to do something, you want to pay off your mortgage, they said, oh yeah, dream on. Yes, you can. I know a lot of little tips because I come from inside of the bank. So I know the little things you can do to cut it down faster. And that is what you must remember. Another thing when you're manifesting, be patient. Be patient. Rome was not built in a day. The world did not come by. It took 6 days. So you are saying, you've been, and I get that. Tessa-Marie, I've been manifesting for years. You never stop. You can't stop. Once you get your foot on that treadmill, you have to go. If you stop, you're giving in. And be patient. Take time. Be consistent. Small incremental steps daily. So when you're doing this thing, you do not have to make it be flamboyant about it. You do not have to get anxious because you cannot share it with others. If you breathe deeply and write it down and feel it, use the goal setting journal right there. So do that. Turn around and be ready because it's coming. Be prepared. So these are the things you need to know. You have to be silent. You have to be patient, and you must be prepared. If you're not prepared, it will bowl you over. If you're not prepared, when it's coming at you, you will miss it. Because sometimes the way your manifestation happens is by pulling on that tiny little string. An idea. Why don't you do this? Why don't you go here? Why don't you do that? The woman looking for a lover, the man looking for a girlfriend, manifesting that beautiful woman, beautiful, handsome God of heaven. And all of a sudden, something says to you, go to sometimes church, sometimes go to a bar, sometimes go to a park, sometimes go to a movie by yourself. And you silly idea, oh, I think I'll go see that movie. But you just never know. So when you're manifesting, you have to be prepared to take small steps. Each step leads to something else. Do not be afraid and be prepared. Be aware. Be aware of what you're asking. Do not make your dream, goal, and desire tiny because you're afraid it wouldn't happen. Be aware of where you are. Look at your surroundings and decide where you want to go. The only way you can be aware is to know where you are. And that is important. I am here and I want to go there. When you ask for direction from Google or wherever and Waze, they want to know where you are. You want to go somewhere and this piece of electronic is asking you, where are you? Give me your address. Where are you? You have to say where you are before you tell them where to go to. So be aware of your surroundings. Look around you. Is there something I'm missing? And if there is, you need to check it out and say, okay, you know what, this doesn't feel good. Be aware of where you are. If you're feeling uneasy, you're in the wrong place. Jump off. Take off. Run like wild dogs after you. Sometimes it's a lover. You are aware of this person in your life. And you realize this vibe is not right for me. So you're aware. What do? You ask your two legs what you ate and didn't feed it. And if you know you ate and your legs got sustenance, then run like wild dogs are after you. Because you're not feeling it. The vibration is itchy. You're uncomfortable. You're looking over your shoulder. You don't know what to expect. You come home and you don't know what the hell is happening in that place. Be aware. Always be aware. And then there's few others, That one is important. When you're manifesting, be yourself. Do not pretend you're Oprah. Do not pretend you're somebody else. Be yourself. You might aspire to be like them, but you cannot be them. And if you are not being yourself, you will be unhappy. It's important when manifesting to make sure you get it in your mind that, hey, I need to know where I am. I need to know who I am. I need to do it because it is for me. And not because somebody said to you, you should do this. Be yourself. For example, if this person who's phoning, I'm sure that person doesn't know I do. You see? You see all these ones? So you know for sure it's somebody trying to get money from me. Telling me I lost money. That's all it is. So, one thing for sure is be yourself. Consider being you. Because you are the most important person in this world. And even when you have children, you're still the most important person in the world, because if you are not there to take care of them, they are not going to make it, are they? And they need you, so you need to be yourself. You need to know who you are. You need to act like you know who you are. You need to find out who you are. Do not live in the shadow of somebody else. When you are trying to copy and duplicate somebody else's attitude, their aura, their being, like them, you're just being a second-class person, because you have put them first class and you're saying, okay, I'm going to be like them. But you're not them, are you? Because them is already taken. So why don't you just be you? Because that is the one you have in your hand. Be yourself. Do not let other people tell you who you should be either. Do not bend and twist yourself into a pretzel so you can belong to the herd. You do not have the same stripe. You cannot have the same stripe. You were created uniquely, specifically, to be who you are. And claim it, stand on it. You'll feel better, you'll feel healthier, you'll feel more love, it coming from you to you. After you've been yourself, seek joy in being you. What do you like to do? Be joyful. Be joyful about what you like to do. And when you come to the point in your life where you can pay somebody to do what you do not like to do not count the pennies, pay them. It gives you better satisfaction for you to have paid someone to do this rather than you doing it, because you're not enjoying it, you're not being joyful. You're just and you're angry doing it. You're sulking. You're pursing your lips. You're thinking, right? But if you are blessed, go through it patiently. But if you get to the point where you're blessed to have somebody do something that you do not like to do it. Even if it's one time a month. That one day you choose to let somebody else do something you do not like to do, that is a day to be joyful. You got it. You got a taste of it. And once you start to celebrate it, other opportunities will come for you to get more of that type of joy. You know how? Because after you got it done the first time, and you got that person and you paid them to do something you do not like to do, you do not enjoy to do, you do not want to do it, guess what? Your next step, I am so happy and grateful that I was able to pay so-and-so to do the laundry for me. I am so happy and grateful I paid so-and-so to clean the garden for me. That's what I mean. So the minute you start getting grateful, all the things you do not like to do are going to show up and say to you, you can afford it. Money is coming to you. Pay somebody to do this. I do not like this. Even if, let's say you don't like to prepare meals, an idea will pop, which will make it easier for you. It might be, you don't have to peel the potatoes or whatever. I don't know, but something will change. The minute you decide you're going to be joyful, be yourself, things will change. And then when you cover this thing up with gratitude, man, oh man, oh man, that is when things really get cracking. The thing you paid somebody to do for you today, you sit back and you say, I am so happy and grateful. I don't know, just think. For me, it's like having Irene come and help me weed the garden. I don't like to weed the garden. I like to plant the garden. I like to cut flowers, but I do not like to weed. So Irene likes being in the garden. So she comes and she weeds the garden. I pay her to do that. And I enjoy the garden. So then I can sit and enjoy it because I really do not enjoy weeding. And if you do not enjoy it, you will not do it well. But I'm grateful for Irene. I tell her that to her face. I say that every day. And then other things clear up. And that is what is important. Now, when last you appreciated somebody in your life? That is different from gratitude. I'm grateful for you. I really appreciate what you do for me. The friend that calls you. You know, all of those things help manifestation happen for you. You're silent. You put work, you put effort, you were patient, you prepare, you're aware of where you are, you're being yourself. You're joyful, you're grateful for everything in your life. And now you're beginning to appreciate. I appreciate having a car to drive. Say that. You're grateful, but you can talk to the energy of that car. Believe me, the car has energy. Go up to it and say, I really appreciate having my car. And people call give their cars names. Choose that. Is it working for you? Be appreciative of things and people in your life. It's different from being grateful. Grateful means they have done something for you. Appreciation means that you are happy you have it, or you have them. That you can lean on me, right? You have that. Let me check. There's a few of you coming and I don't see. Hello, Dawn. Good morning, Amma. Some people can breathe life to your dreams and others can kill your dreams. Know who to talk to. You believe. You think? Hi, Deborah. Amma. Hi, Jean. Hi, Lorna. Oh, my God. I missed all of you. Sorry, guys. It's just, I guess that means I'm definitely going to the movies by myself. Thanks for the confirmation. Oh, so you had a need to do that. Live application. Hi. Thanks for joining us. Papa, what are you doing here? Patrick is here. Somebody must have told him I talked about him. This is Patrick. That's the one when his mother said he's going to buy the house. Our friend, my neighbor and our friend put a damp on it. But we didn't. We pushed through. And he has his house and he'll pay it soon. So Kathleen, you called Patrick, didn't you? Anyway, I didn't know he's at the cottage. Oh, wow, Patrick, you just missed the story about you. Good morning, Christina. How are you feeling today? Okay, oh, Patrick joined. He must be bored up at the cottage, Kathleen. Anyway, Japan skater. Anyway, I don't know. Report. Hello. Thanks for joining us this morning. Jean, how are you doing? All these wonderful things you're posting. This is why I have always said be you. Oh, hi, Aman. Oh, my goodness. Aman, I haven't seen you. Hey, cousin. Here's my cousin, Ezra. Aman, I haven't seen you for a while. You guys are flowing in. I love that. This is a morning blessing. That's funny. Anyway, let's go back to this thing. Yes. So you appreciate the people in your life. You appreciate the things you have. It's not the same as being grateful. Amma gave us a good advice. She said, some people can breathe life into your dreams and others can take the life away. They'll suck it away. And you know, do not take them on because, good morning, Christine, because that's their nature. You can shut them down like I shut her down. And I told her, you know who I am. I said, I'm his financial planner. And if I say he can buy a house, he can buy a house. And I said, hey, you know how to put a needle in somebody's behind. I can't. But when it comes to a dollar, you can't tell me what to do with it. So that shut her down. And Patrick has his house today. And you know what? Both Patrick and Kathleen and another Patrick, they all paid for their weddings. They paid for their everything. They had a plan and they kept it to themselves. And the last one, be thankful. Goodness gracious me, don't just take. And thankfulness is complicated. You know why it's complicated? To be thankful, you have to let others speak. Do you know that? If the conversation is always about yourself and the person cannot, and you have just, I did that and I had that and I went to, fine. When are you going to listen to me? I too have a story. The dumb and the ignorant do have their story. Let them speak. It is respectful, and you're being thankful to them. They have something to share that might just help you. But if you're constantly filling yourself with all the things about yourself and you want the world to stand still because all of a sudden you are in it, hey, where's your thankfulness? That is why I ask you from the beginning. When you are manifesting, what happens? When you desire something and it's not coming the way you desire it to come, you need to stop. When I told my husband I was buying a condo, he said, yeah, right. A couple of months after I bought my condo. I remember that so much. I remember that. That is the getaway condo that Jean goes to. I remember that story, so I just remember that. That was beautiful. Well done. Well played. Silence. So, when you're manifesting what you desire, be silent. That is the first thing. Be silent and act like you have nothing to lose. Because Jean did that. She told him and he said, and it's true. She got it. We talked about it. Because Jean and I have been friends for a while now. I think 2-3 years. Most of you are, right? So, and then after you put it down, be patient. Do not rush the brush. You're going to get dabbed. When you're painting a wall, you don't fly paint all over it. You take your time. Create it properly. Be prepared. Look for opportunities because they're coming. They might knock you down. As I said, something might say to you, hey, maybe you should go to the movies. No, Arita said she's going to go to the movies. Confirmation. By yourself. You'll meet somebody, maybe not. You might meet a girlfriend. You see Ryan. Ryan is here. I didn't meet Ryan. I met somebody who knew Ryan at some conference I went to in the line. And that person introduced Ryan to me. And 15 years later, Ryan is still in the picture. So, and I have watched him grow and develop and all of that. When Ryan started coming to me, I did not charge 1 penny for coaching. That went on for years. But I met him through this person I met in the line at the conference. I think it was Deepak Chopra or something. So that is to show you how important it is to follow your mind. Be aware of where you are and where you desire to go. So if you're aware that where you are doesn't feel good, hey, you're going to call the GPS and give them a new direction, don't you? But you must tell the GPS where you are before it can take you to where you desire to go. Because it tells you start route whatever, turn left in 200 meters, turn right at in 400 meters. It takes you there, but you have to be aware of where you're starting. Be yourself. There is only one Oprah. There is only one this. There is only one Pope. They have only one president at a time. Be aware. Be yourself. Do not want to jump in somebody else's lane. Find out who you are and work on becoming who do you desire to be. And then be joyful. There are reasons to be joyful. And nobody can do that for you. Nobody can put a smile on your face for you but you. Be grateful for what is happening in your life. Be grateful that you can eat, you can chew, and do not compare with others. All of these little points you have to use to have things, your manifestation happen. So don't tell me, Tessa-Marie, I'm so grateful I can walk because I know somebody who can't walk. Well, you know what? It was always like that. So just concentrate on you. You're not better than them because you can walk. Maybe they have a bigger brain than you. Look at Stephen Hawking. He was doubled over, twisted in a chair. Can I match up to his brain? None of us can. He was phenomenal. A machine spoke for him. But that brain, right? That brain. So you remember that. And be joyful for who you are. Find joy in everything. Find joy when you're having a shower. Just find joy there. Be grateful. Please do not forget it. In Creole, they say, Bon Dieu punit un ingrat, meaning God punishes an ungrateful person. That's what they say. I don't know. But that's what they say. And appreciate what you already own. You want more, but you are disregarding what you have. You want to change your lover, but and what you're going to change it for? You're going to throw that one out and put another one in. Great. But appreciate that time you spend together. That's why when you divorce and you have children for that person, do not hate them. Make room for them. Because that smile, that child that hugs you or calls you mom or dad is because of that person. So you have to be appreciative of them. And do not distort that. Be thankful. Always be thankful. It beats everything else. Be thankful. So look at what I have behind me. I wanted to show you guys. Hey, look at this. The story of a tree. Can you imagine? They made it big and the book is actually a little thing. And then was the Controlling the Death Monster. And then we went to the Morning Blessings. We went to the Goal Setting Journal, the Gratitude Journal, the Book of Proof. The Book of Proof, people do not understand it very well. I'll tell you in a minute. And of course, the most recent, the 5 Pillars of Prosperity. The Book of Proof is part of manifesting. So when you're manifesting, you need to acknowledge the small successes on your way. So in the Book of Proof, you would say, today I observe the law of attraction and gratitude is working in my favor. So and so called me and I really needed to get this information. Okay. Today I observe the proof that the law of attraction and gratitude is working together for my good. I got a job. So that is acknowledging successes along the way. So that's the Book of Proof. Do you have proof that you got it? Yes, here's my proof. They want proof in the court of law, don't they? So this is it. I like that you made the smallest book in your collection the biggest. So proud of you, my sister. Thank you. Yeah, that was my first book. Do you guys know about that book? It's not published. I had Viret print it for me. And somebody in India created the cover for me long ago. So I was 51 years old and coming from writing a 4-hour exam for my Certified Financial Planning designation, all those exams. I was coming from this convention center in Toronto. There must have been 700 of us from all over Canada writing this exam. And I am coming home I got to the Union Station 9 o'clock at night, but it's a summer night. And we have a place that, it's called the Sony Center, but it used to be called the O'Keefe Center, where you went to see plays and all of that. So anyway, and it bordered on the tracks. So I'm sitting on the left side, and all of a sudden, I look, and there's this little tree climbing out of the concrete. I have the book here. Let me give it to you. Stay tuned. Don't go away. It's right here. Unless, of course, they did not give it back to me. But if they did, and they did, here it is. Look at it. So you see, it's just a tiny thing, but they made it the biggest. It's called The Story of a Tree. So I'm going to read it. It's to make you emotional. So when I saw it, I just started writing. I had a steno pad in my purse. I decided to migrate to the big city. And when I arrived, I planted myself in a lovely spot in a big field. Remember, I never corrected it. I prayed for rain and then I prayed for sunshine. Things look really good. So it's a seed. I got rain and then I got sunshine. I started to grow, my leaves began to sprout. And I began to develop a nice, smooth trunk and good, strong branches. I was the happiest guy in town. I prayed and followed the golden rule. But one morning, I woke up to the sound of a lot of humans and heavy machinery. I was so frightened. I did not know what was going on. I knew, though, that this was not good news. I sat and waited, hoping that I would not have to face this noise and ruckus much longer. Suddenly, I heard a voice saying, "Okay, Joe, let it rip. It's all yours. We need this done before the snow comes." I had not heard words like that before and did not understand them. You see, I was just 5 inches tall, and my only friends had been butterflies. But I learned really quickly what was going on. Before I could catch my breath, a heavy boot came down on me. I hurt all over, and I started praying, "Oh God, help me. If I must die, take me to heaven." I prayed and prayed until suddenly the man lifted his boot. I was really sore. My leaves were bruised, and my branches were bent. I felt so alone and forsaken that I just laid there. During that time, I thought about the big plans that I had made before leaving home. I had decided that I would be the biggest, tallest, greenest, and prettiest tree in the entire city. My dream was that people would arrange to meet next to me, that lovers would sit beneath my branches and weary people would rest against my trunk. This had been my plan, my life goal, my dream. But now, I saw all those plans fading before me. I saw my mother's tears when I decided to leave home and felt my father's silence. So again prayed for God to help me. I missed my mom, my dad, my brothers and sisters. So I just laid there and prayed. That was all I really knew how to do. So I just kept at it. I claimed God's promise that he would look after all my needs. I felt rain. I was so weak that I thought this was the end. I would certainly be washed away. But the rain soon stopped and then the sun came out. I felt warm. The noise continued. The men were working not far from me. They dug and dug for days and put stuff in huge holes, and eventually a building started to emerge. I was still weak and a little bent, but I knew that I was growing. I kept growing a bit out of shape, but I was getting stronger and taller. I noticed that the building had also got taller, and then I realized that people were going in and out of it. So I started making a bigger effort to take in as much sunshine as I could. I pushed my roots towards the water below me. I just kept trying, and I kept praying through it all. Then one day, a woman came up to me and whispered, "I'm going to plant you in front of this magnificent building where you will shade people from the sun, weary ones will rest against your trunk, and couples will fall in love when they sit beneath your branches." She pushed something beneath me, and I felt my roots coming out from deep into the ground. They did not like the sun on them, but I coaxed them and said, "I think we're going home. Just rest and we will be home." For the next few months, I was nourished and pampered. During the winter, I was wrapped for safety and warmth. Spring came and the woman returned. She fed me and trimmed me. I grew and grew, and people began stopping and saying what a lovely tree I was. They also wondered why my first branch was so twisted. I smiled. That was the price I had to pay to be here. At Christmas, I was decorating and pictures were taken of me. I felt love and I thrived even more. Spring came again and a bird dropped by. It was from my hometown. I said, "Hello, beautiful bird, how are you doing? Please tell my family that I have made it in the big city and that my dreams have been fulfilled. I'm very happy. Tell my mother and sisters that I found my niche and that the big city is beautiful. And let her know I have a relationship with God now. Tell her I'm just wonderful." We are all just little trees when we leave home and go away. We should remember, though, that if we keep our faith alive and stay focused on our dreams, we too can be loved and give love to others, even if we have to pay a price to be there. Yes, I made it, said the tree. So that's it. This story is so good. Thank you, Jean. So that was the story of a tree. So I wanted you guys to see it. A little book. Stacy, Arita, Jean, Georgie, Shillingford, Don, Loretta. Thank you, wonderful people. So have a wonderful day. Oh, Monday is a holiday. I need to take the day. I have something to do. So thank you, Stace. And that's beautiful. I know, eh? It's too small to be published, they tell me. I don't know. I think that's what they said. I have to put it between other stories I have. So I'll see you guys on the other side of time. I won't be on Monday. I have something to do. Thank you, Arita. Thanks, Stacy. Thanks, Georgie. Don goes bravo. So that is really nice to see. I love that. Oh, the board behind you. What a beautiful timeline and visual example of goal setting. Thank you, Jean. I didn't see that. I like that you made that. I saw that. The smallest book, the biggest. But it was the beginning. And I wanted, Jean's story was amazing. I always said that to her. So guys, have a wonderful day. See you next time. Love you.